Hi there, and welcome to the Sunny Days podcast at jollyville.com. I'm your host, Jolly, and today we've got a couple of uplifting stories, some Did You Know, and more. So grab a cup of sunshine and let's get started. First up today, let's meet the sisters. And I do mean sisters, as in nuns, from Indianapolis, Indiana, who are responsible for Miracle Place. Meet Sister Rita Ann and Sister Barbara. They've lived together at Holy Cross since the late 1990s. It was a miracle that they saw the same need and wanted to work and serve in the same community on the Near East Side. They knew that Miracle Place, what they were endeavoring to start in 2000, would not be the usual type of outreach. According to their website, Miracle Place is a place of spiritual refreshment where you can come and you may find refuge, where all who are severely tired may be comforted, where all who are lonely may find companionship, and where those without hope may find a renewed spirit. Educational opportunities and cultural experiences for various age groups are offered through Miracle Place. By bringing neighbors together for neighborhood activities and celebrations, a sense of community is established. Trust and good will be strengthened. The miracle of God's love becomes a reality, they said. We offer hospitality, care, and concern. We provide hope and a renewed spirit to those who've lost it. Educating people is one of our main areas of focus. We offer after school tutoring for kids in preschool up through high school. Volunteers sit with the kids and help them finish their schoolwork. They offer music classes and cooking and baking classes. No one is ever turned away. Children of all ages, senior citizens, and families, most are food insecure. We offer a safe place to gather after school, a food pantry for those in need, a warm meal, a positive and encouraging environment. The sisters say they also have a music teacher who comes in once a week to teach the kids different songs. He plays the guitar while all the kids sing songs out of a songbook. We have a monthly cooking and baking class that a couple, Mary Beth and Daryl Poe, come in and teach the children how to bake all kinds of different treats. Well, a sunny day shout out to sisters Rita Ann and Barbara for providing education, meals, love, and encouragement to children and adults in your neighborhood. Thank you. And now a jolly chat, and it's about that time of year. So we're going to do an ode to the graduates plus. Oh, happy day of caps thrown high, of dreams fulfilled beneath the sky. To you graduates, we raise our cheer. For your hard work and dedication, we hold dear. From early mornings and late night toil, you've conquered the challenges with grace and style. Through exam papers and projects galore, you've emerged victorious, wanting no more. Each diploma a testament to your might, a beacon shining in the darkest light. Years of learning, growth, and change have brought you here on this stage, this ceremony, a moment in time, a celebration of your climb. From freshman nerves to senior pride, you've journeyed far with nothing to hide. To teachers and mentors, family and friends, your support and guidance never end. You've shaped these graduates with care, guiding them through each despair. So here's to the future, bright and new, filled with opportunities waiting for you. Go forth, graduates, and shine your light. Illuminate the world with all your might. May your paths be paved with success, your dreams achieved no more, no less. Remember this day, your triumph complete. Go forth, graduates, the world at your feet. Congratulations, guys. And now a happy birthday to a Savannah man who celebrates his 100th. Well, it's someone's birthday every day, but not many can say that they have celebrated a full century of life. And one man recently reached that milestone. Mr. Irvin Quarterman is sharing how he feels about reaching a century of life. Mr. Irvin celebrated his 100th birthday recently by saying, I'm happy, I'm living. Irvin has been a lifelong resident of the coastal empire, calling Savannah his home for several years. While a lot has changed in the century that he's been around, Irvin's brother Earl says he's pretty much the same person he's always been. The brothers claim living a good life and luck is the secret to their long lives, but genetics likely have something to do with it. Out of the 17 siblings, 10 are still alive, ranging from ages 76 to 100. Earl is the youngest at 76, and due to the age difference, Irvin was like a second father to him when he wasn't working a job as a security guard. As they've grown older, that relationship has changed a bit, but the two continue to depend on each other, with brother Earl calling Irvin his very best friend. That means celebrating every milestone together. The whole family gathered in Savannah this past Friday night, for Irvin's birthday party. The 100-year-old has 6 kids, 17 grandkids, 25 great grandkids, 2 great great grandkids, and 1 on the way. Congratulations! Along with having a supportive family, Irvin says the secret to living a long life is a healthy lifestyle. I don't smoke, I don't drink, and I don't run around. Well, good for you, Mr. Irvin, and a happy Sunny Days birthday to you. And now, some fun facts about what else? Some graduation stuff. So, how about this? The whole uniform. So, the graduation cap. You'll be surprised how far back all this goes. I was surprised how far back all this went. The graduation cap. The cap, often called a motorboard, is believed to have been developed from the brietta. You've seen the brietta, the square upright cap with 3 or 4 peaks worn by the Roman Catholic clergy, typically in red and black. Caps are popular for students and artists to wear in the 14th century and 15th century to show their superiority and intelligence. Originally, the motorboard, called that because of its similarity to the motorboard used by bricklayers, was only allowed to be worn by those who had achieved their master's or doctorate degrees. Today, all graduates, not just those with master's or doctorate degrees, wear the motorboard. And what about the graduation gown? Well, the graduation or the scholar's gown began to be worn in the 12th century with the rise of universities. Since the original universities of the Middle Ages had poor heating, scholars wore long gowns with hoods to keep them warm. Since most of the scholars were also clerics, they tended to wear their clerical robes. After all, clothing in the 12th century was kind of expensive. The dress scholars became highly uniform at Cambridge and Oxford by the time Henry VIII was about. The schools dictated how their scholars would appear. Up until the 1800s, the color for these robes were black. In the 1800s, a system of colors designing what students had studied was developed. In higher education ceremonies today, these colors usually show up in the velvet edge on the robe. For instance, a graduate with a medical degree will have a green velvet edge, while a graduate with a law degree will have a purple velvet edge. Interesting. And now the class ring. Well, the class ring appeared in 1835 when the U.S. Academy West Point had made them. The first rings were designed to represent the school. All graduates of a particular school wore the same style ring. Eventually, rings began to be personalized. Now, class rings are designed to represent the interest and style of the individual graduate. They come with a variety of options, from the decorations on the side of the ring, the choice of metals, and even the stone. And how about that Pomp and Circumstance? Well, Pomp and Circumstance was written by Sir Edward Elgar in 1901. It is also known as Land of Hope and Glory. The tune was modified with lyrics that were added to celebrate the crowning of King Edward VII, when Sir Edgar received an honorary doctorate from the Yale University in 1905. Pomp and Circumstance was played in honor of his accomplishments. The piece quickly became fashionable to play at other commencements and has continued to be the traditional music selection for any graduation process, recess. They've That's what they've gone with. Beautiful, though. Beautiful. And the diploma. Well, over the years, you may have heard the diploma being called a sheepskin. Originally, diplomas were handwritten on paper thin sheepskin before being rolled and tied with a ribbon. This practice ended, about 100 years ago, when diplomas began to be printed on parchment paper instead, and the sizes were standardized. Diploma covers were developed to protect, store, and display the diploma. But the idea of rolling a diploma persists because of this old tradition. Often, when a ceremony is held before the grades are finalized, a rolled ribbon tied paper is handed to the graduate to represent the diploma that will be mailed to them after the ceremony. Nice to know that. And the tassel. What about the tassel? Well, the tassel has been worn on the cap for centuries, but it's only in the last 40 to 50 years that it has been moved from the right side of the cap before receipt of the diploma to the left side of the cap after receipt of the diploma. Moving the tassel from the right side to the left symbolizes the movement from being a candidate of a degree to being a recipient of the degree. And last but not least, what about that toss of the cap? Well, tossing the cap in the air after graduation was started by the U.S. Naval Academy in 1912. Prior to 1912, graduates of the Naval Academy spent 2 years as midshipmen and needed to keep their midshipman's hat to wear. In 1912, the decision was made to immediately commission the graduates as officers. So the graduates no longer needed their old hats because they would now wear their new officer hats. So the old midshipman hats were thrown into the air after the commencement ceremony. Throwing caps in the air quickly became popular, resulting in the tradition of graduates of all kinds tossing their caps into the air after commencement. Yeah. Okay, and now for some entertainment news. Well, how about some family shows and movies to stream in May? May brings some pretty unpredictable weather. So if you're hibernating indoors on a rainy day or your next family movie night, well, we got you covered. How about Woody Woodpecker? He'll be appearing on Netflix. A silly woodpecker with a distinct laugh deals with a lawyer trying to build property over his forest habitat. And what about Star Wars, Tales of the Empire? You can see that on Disney Plus. See the journey into the galactic empire through the eyes of two warriors on separate paths. Playing on Netflix, The Bad Guys. Can the bad guys become the good guys? This great movie by DreamWorks Animation tries to answer that question with a group of enduring characters and lots of action and comedy. The story follows a criminal crew of animals with human traits who promise to become model citizens in order to stay out of jail. Well, there's Pickpocket Mr. Wolf, Safecracker Mr. Snake, Master of Disguise Mr. Shark, Muscular Mr. Piranha, and Expert Hacker Miss Tarantula, and they will do their best to fool the world. But maybe they learn a thing or two along the way. The Bad Guys is a classic tale that blends high energy entertainment with some universal life lessons. And Leo. Adam Sandler plays a 74-year-old lizard in Netflix's Leo. And that's probably the only piece of information you need to go ahead and start watching. The story follows Leo, a lizard that has been stuck in the same Florida school for decades. When he learns he only has 1 year left to live, he plans to escape to freedom, but instead has to rescue his class from their horrible, mean substitute teacher. Leo is a fun movie for a fun movie night. And now some groundbreaking news in the music world. Headline reads, Randy Travis gets his voice back in a new Warner AI music experiment. For the first time since 2013, when a stroke left country singer Randy Travis unable to speak or sing properly, he has released a new song. He didn't sing it, though. Instead, the vocals were created with AI software and a surrogate singer. On a couple of weeks ago, on Friday, May the 3rd, the country legend released the gentle Where That Came From. an emotional ballad featuring his signature warm baritone and love-struck lyrics. The producers created it by training an unnamed AI model, starting with 42 of his vocal isolated recordings. Then, under the supervision of Travis and his career long producer Kyle, fellow country singer James Dupree laid down the vocals to be transformed into Travis's by AI. Besides being on YouTube, the song is on other streaming platforms like Apple Music and Spotify. The result of Warner's experiment is a gentle tune that captures Randy Travis's relaxed style and rarely wavered from his baritone foundation. Many thanks, he said, to my wonderful team and to the best fans in the world for putting me back in the saddle again. I have enjoyed every moment of it. It sounds beautiful, Mr. Travis, beautiful. Randy Travis's official website lists 10 upcoming tour dates scheduled through November, with his vocalist James Dupree and Travis backing band performing 16 of his hits. Welcome back, sir. And as we come to the close of today's episode, let's remember that the stories we've shared can serve as a reminder of the goodness that surrounds us every day. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So find your beauty, shine, and share it. Remember to spread love, joy, and positivity whenever and wherever you go. We'll see you next week for some more stories, entertainment news, fun facts, and more. Until then, peace and love always. And thank you for tuning in to the Sunny Daze podcast at jollyville.com. That's JALEAVILLE.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.